Good to be on the internet.
A Wendy's. I thought this was space.
Oh my god! Hi. This is not with a whimper, but with applause. What? Friendship again?
It is the ultimate power.
They're sharp and they hurt. Stop.
Hey!
It's
1 week since you looked at me.
been 1 week.
It's been forever.
Been 1 week since you told me. Da 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 da. Content violation.
Do I hear me on somebody's microphone or do I hear me on the stream?
Check your
I didn't
junk.
hear it.
What do you
That's
mean?
fine. I will fix it. Hopefully. Perfect. No technical difficulties. We haven't missed a beat.
Professional. Yep.
We're getting paid?
No, professional. Just not getting paid. We're bad at this.
Screw you, Dixon.
We can't hear you talk on stream, apparently. Yeah, talk. Stream cannot.
We can't hear him or we won't hear him.
Okay. Well, this is gonna get awkward.
Stream cannot.
What?
Okay, I definitely hear me now.
Well, I just turned up my thing, so.
Huh.
It just says Tog, your mic is off.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
I got
Scarlett
see.
just like-
Absolutely professional.
Yeah.
That is most likely because of your.
Mod thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's actually.
there
gonna
he
function.
is. That's the talk.
There he is.
Get up! Oh, excuse him all.
I'll figure it out at some point.
I think they can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I turned on. I had the mic muted on purpose because it was supposed to be going through my fucking.
Well, talk
about the
other
indecent
things.
exposure.
I was gonna say, well,
exposure.
Todd, you turn me on all the time, so it's fine.
That is wonderful, and I deeply appreciate that.
That is also sexual.
Mow.
Rar.
Rar. So I'm gonna have to figure out how that works before I can function. But
I am an adult!
I need an adultier adult, okay?
Where does one find one of those?
I don't know.
Not here.
not
Yeah.
here. So I'm ready to talk. This is D&D Galactic. You couldn't hear me because I'm a professional streamer, and that's how we do this. But what I was saying was I was gonna tell everyone in the pre-roll, but I figured out the structure for this little adventure of D&D Galactic while I was brainstorming and not having time to actually run game. You guys have completed one chapter of this little saga here. An introduction, as it were. There's going to be 10.
Prologue.
There's going to be 10. So you will be aware of... How do I put this? You will be aware of how far the story has yet to go. You will have a sense of how close you are to being the end of the story. And there's a pretty good chance you guys are going to at least get one level per chapter. If that helps you think
Oh
about...
yeah, we might hit that.
Will there-
Ooh, baby.
If that
Will
helps
there
you
be
think-
Will there be a D&D Galactic 2 Cosmic Boogaloo?
I mean, It's not off the cards, but I want to at least tell a good damn story first.
Right.
But
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just go then. So
Yeah,
y'all can.
that's-
I'll
full
recuse
disclosure.
myself.
Full disclosure. It's so appropriate. So I'm gonna fuck around with my audio settings a little bit while I'm doing this. But so we're back, and we have shit to do, names to take, and there's quests and things that can happen. But first, people want to know lore and shit. So that's gonna be a thing that happens. But while we get our little intro set up, let's go down the line, and all these people who don't know who we are, introduce us. Because of your alphabetically oriented characters. Hey, Alton, you're up first.
Oh, I'm first.
You're first. Who are you? Who are you playing? And what's going on?
Well, I am Bruce. I play Alton Goodbarrel, the halfling rogue, who has a penchant for apparently causing trouble and also drinking a lot. So
He does?
we're gonna explore it.
Apparently.
You know, I try to ignore it, but eventually I have to come to terms with it. Let's see. In the past month, it has been a wild ride. I mean, yeah, that's about what's been going on. Work. I turned 25. So, yeah, it's been a crazy month.
You're a baby.
Yeah,
Thanks.
he's a baby.
I'm usually the baby. I don't know what to do with it.
Good birthday, my dear friend. Seems this horse show will never end. Any moment's your last breath. Here's to another day closer to death.
Yep. Happy
Yeah.
birthday. You excited
Thank
to be
you.
back?
I am very excited to be back. This is I've been looking forward to this for a month straight. Just excited.
It's too much. Can't be real. Can't be real. Next. What's next?
Uh-oh.
Building.
My
Your camera
seems to
froze.
frozen.
Fantastic.
Oh boy.
Professional
I'm staring at
streamers.
the floor.
Professional streamers. We're professionals. If you need to like pop out and pop back in and mess up the overlay, that's fine. I'm also going through stuff and messing with it.
I'll mess with it in a minute, but for now, I'm frozen in time and space. I am Builder. My wonderful little, totally seriously only a Warforged. Don't think too much into it.
Yep.
The past month for me has been very exciting with birthdays and holidays and work crap and all that fun stuff, and I am very much happy to be back here in the world of D&D Galactic with my buds. So yeah, I don't want to take up any more time because I want to get into it. And now I gotta fix my camera, so there's that
Yeah.
too.
I'm attempting to test whether my mic is working or it's not, and it's still kind of not. I forget how to make new audio inputs because it's been a while. So while we do that, who's up next? Oh hey, you're still froze.
It's not funny. Don't laugh.
It's we're not. I don't take this seriously anymore. Fee, you're up
Is-
next.
Okay. I was about to say, is Seamus frozen or is he just really still?
He's like
Really
he's
still.
like Drax.
Got you.
He's like Drax still. I can barely see him.
Can you see me?
No, I can't.
Fantastic.
Hi, bye, Exa.
Hi, bye.
Hi. I'm Missouri. I just woke up from a nap in the almost slept through game kind of way, and not the oh that was so pleasant kind of way. But I am really excited to be back. This last month has been
Wacky.
things.
Ooh, that's loud.
You're back.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, there you are.
Hey,
Good.
noises and things. Yep.
Yeah.
Yay.
But this month will be better. Probably. Next month will be really good though. So, anyways, yes, I play Fiera. She is a drow cleric of Illustrae. And she's working real hard to be worth the kind of impressive team that we've come up with here. So
Working 9 to 5.
She's trying so hard.
she is. She just wants them to be happy. She's a good person.
I hear this line a lot.
It's
Okay.
just gonna be end of the game. It was her all along, and it just but she's a good person.
She's just. It was just
She's
like
got
that
the
run.
best intentions.
It was just like that run with Punk and Vampire. Like we've been talking behind the curtain. She's just a big bad from the start. That's just what it was. What we got next? Speaking of helping
Haran.
people, Haran, cool mask, bro.
I like your face, dude.
How you been, buddy?
I'm
What's
wearing
up?
a mask because nobody likes my face.
We can surprisingly hear you just fine. Like I have a microphone next to my face, and they couldn't fucking hear me. They could hear you, and you got that.
Fantastic. That's great.
Yep.
I am Seamus. I am playing Haran Stonechipper, our resident tinkerer.
Tinkerer.
Yeah, he's a tinkerer. I've been waiting to get back into this. So
It's gonna be fun.
it's gonna be fun in.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
And we have next Miss Tatsu.
Gukoro Mokimaru. Hi, I'm Bloodgear. I will be playing the titular samurai, dragonborn, Kuroda Tatsumar.
Did you bring our sushi?
Did I? No. I could. I'll need 5 hours to go out to the coast, though.
All right. Well, why weren't you on that?
Man, now I just want sushi.
Fine.
Right? Sushi.
No.
It's Taco Tuesday,
right
though.
now.
I already took care of that. I don't need nothing else.
Tacos and sushi. Tacos and sushi. Tacos and sushi. And antidepressants.
God damn it. I love my friends. Oh, fuck. So on that, last alphabetically, never least, wonderful wife, how you doing?
I'm doing just peachy keen. It's been a long month.
Yeah, it has.
To those that don't know me, I am Jen, or Yarga, or Tia,
There's
and
a
I
bunch.
play Yasana, the reborn warlock.
We're gonna see how this goes.
I think it'll be fine.
Yes.
Because several of you
we'll
have
be fine.
absolutely fine. Everything will be fine. So, in the spirit of getting things set up and fun, I'm not gonna kill the mics because it just seems like wasted time at this point. But we're gonna roll and open because we're gonna start this fucking game. Y'all ready?
Woo!
Oh.
Y'all ready for this? It's fancy.
Fancy. Extra fancy.
You can tell it's been too long since we've been here because all of the chaos has just built up
Yep,
Oh yeah.
into today's game.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. So,
Need my fix, man.
in introduction,
Oh boy.
it's been a solid bit since we played.
Good,
last.
good, ghosts.
Maybe the literal maybe of your past.
Like
Who
Zoink
knows?
Scoob.
Oh
What,
my
Roger?
god.
Thanks, Draggy!
why did you never tell me about this magical skill you possess?
I fucking missed you guys.
I'm gonna have to talk to you later about hooking me up with that voice for some stuff.
Like my shaggy voice, do you?
Wait,
It's a
what
bit-
kind of stuff?
Fantastic.
I have one question about the chapter title.
Uh-huh.
Are we
No.
gonna have to complete this entire game twice to get the actual ending?
No, it's not Ghost of Goblins.
Okay.
It's not Ghost of Goblins.
You get hit once,
Okay, you
lose
completed
your
the game.
armor.
You have to do it
Right.
backwards.
I mean, wouldn't that be a twist?
No.
Listen,
is.
I know you and the twists, and I don't want any.
Ah,
Oh,
that's a high.
what's a
DM
twist?
That's a
Yes,
high.
you did, Dixon.
That's a high DM compliment. You did. You did. So, last we left off, which was a solid bit ago, our intrepid heroes. I can use that now. Managed to
Intrepid
actually become
heroes.
heroes.
We're
You
very
don't know me.
intrepid.
You don't know
I
me.
was
Don't
gonna
put
say,
labels.
We're intrepid. We're not really heroes.
We'll see.
There's still time to become one way or the other.
Yeah.
More intrepid, or actually become heroes.
I'm a good person, a legitimate good person.
You know, what's that supposed to mean?
I exist in a morally gray area.
Yeah, see, all of you exist in a morally gray area, except for Haran. I don't know why he's with all of you.
Bad luck.
The worst
Fair.
luck.
You walked
The
into the
worst
wrong
luck.
class on first day of school, man.
The worst luck, and I know why. But
If Mr. Magoo was a space pirate.
don't
Oh, we're
give.
talking about
You know what?
Alton again?
Never mind. I'm writing that one down.
Captain Magoo.
Captain Magoo. So,
Oh, Captain Magoo, you've done it again.
We're not getting anywhere today.
No.
Did we
We're
have
not.
rails? Because I don't even know if we had rails.
They were made out of like cheap PVC plastic, and you just like roller skated right through it. We're going off the cliff. We're riding the bomb all the way down.
Oh, crazy train.
Yay.
Yeah.
I make the bomb more explosive.
We have to get back on rails for that to actually
Just by
happen.
vicinity.
Okay, all right. We got this. Let's go.
There's nothing really to get. But the last time, this group that decides to call themselves the Lost Ones, which I think says something about our heroes here.
We're all good people.
We're all good people. Did
And stuff they lost. Our marbles.
did pass the trial to become adventurers. Weirdly enough, it was a test that was like probably even by like in the game living in the world standards like kind of arduous. It was a lot. It was a whole lot. It was a lot for level 1 people to go through. Made some friends along the way, made some enemies. One robot really pissed off another one and just seemed to think that was fine and walk away from it. And, you know, that's not going to come back to bite anybody in the ass. But...
It will.
But you all did manage to complete it. You're all learned a little bit about each other. Find yourselves as a team and have a room of your own in the Adventurers Guild Hall in Cruciva City, the capital city of the capital world of the setting. Kind of like having a loft apartment in New York City. Some of you are from way far out and haven't really seen a city skyline like this before. And now, if you want it to be, it can be home. Which means different things for different people.
That's who came here to get famous. Didn't want to be a tough guy. Wanted to be a dancer.
And just like that, the campaign became the story of Footloose.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I hope some of you put something in performance. If that's the way this is going to go. Otherwise, this is going to get real awkward real fast. It might turn to a real sad story.
Is it not awkward already?
But you guys met your trainers for the various classes. Each of the classes in D&D have a hall in this order. Barbarians, fighters, warlocks, clerics, the works. So you trained up, a little stronger than you were before, and you're just kind of like in a middle ground right now. You're just like living and don't really have a whole lot going on, kind of just like basking in your success with the slight overtones of getting prepared for the next job whenever that comes. Because as adventurers, that's where you make your money. You have a good bit just from the trials already, but still paltry in the great sum of things. So some of you have things to do, but some of you have been looking up some information. Some of you have been busy in this month that we've had off here. So we're going to try and go into this a little bit. So between Haran, Builder, and Yasana, who wants to go first? Find out what you got.
Haran wants to go first.
Haran wants to go first.
Done.
All right, Haran will go first.
I was really ready to roll a d4 and see what happened, but you've been voluntold.
That's fine.
So
It's like a rich mind.
looking up some stuff on your new fellow adventurers. Some of them, adventurers by nature, like, probably have a checkered past. Like, the jokes about, like how adventurers start, like no living family members, just like gruff and all that. Those still kind of hold true even in this future time. But you looking up one in particular, and you find a little something on the man who calls himself a pirate. There do seem to be reports about it. Alton has talked a lot about his past and how there was a mutiny and how there were people used to be a pirate and then like got caught up in something and then got thrown out of his own ship. Betrayal. That's the story you've heard. Though it doesn't seem like it goes exactly the way he's been saying. The more you look up about the pirate crew, you quickly find that he might be using the term pirate a little
Loosely?
a little loosely. Reading it, you would go more like definitely like privateer, almost in a completely different angle than you expected. Most of the things that this ship seemed to be dealing with seem to be anti-slavers. Like, that ship would specifically hit slaver rings. Free people.
How much is slavery a thing in this world?
So slavery is, as of recently, very illegal in the system-wide. Since the Council of Nine became a thing, slavery has been more or less outlawed, but there are some planets that definitely everybody basically knows that they still engage in it and can't prove it, sort of thing.
People aren't cargo, mate.
And that seems to be exactly Alton's old crew's MO. You find a specific story about how early in their career as pirates, they stopped a slavery ring that was operating outside of Valoris, which is the human and halfling planet. It was covered up, sort of, because you're just a fucking wizard with technology. It's a running theme for your characters. It seemed to be covered up by Valoris authorities, but the ringleaders definitely seem to have been not killed, but turned in to be arrested. Sentenced to life, slaves freed, a slaver base destroyed. Time stamped about somewhere between 10 to 15 years before you guys would have met up. Oh my gosh, it's Freya. Sorry, doggies.
Doggies.
So precious.
He has death farts. I hope she goes away.
She's a dog. That's part of the cute. That's part of the
You're not trapped in here with me. I'm trapped in here with you. I'm sorry.
So that's basically what you find out there. He's got a lot of swagger. He's got a lot of aha, I'm a pirate, but it seems like at least while he was running his ship, he has been specifically, ironically, a very good person. At least by what you can discern. And those words are not on the website or the documentation.
So the deeds he was doing made him was good.
Yep.
Whether he was a good person or not is a whole other thing.
That's true. But then again, these are those kind of like after action reports that don't necessarily have all the details in them. But from
The question is, was it his crew or was it him? We'll find that out.
And that seems to be in Cape. Like, you couldn't find that on a screen somewhere. This is the sort of thing that you'd have to talk to people about, because that is like all kinds of like, this was never recorded for reasons.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with not doing that. Talk to people? Ugh. No, thank you.
Poor
Socialize.
Poor Haran.
The other thing I was going to do is set up one of my inductions on Builder.
All right, let's role play that shit out. How are we doing this?
So with the living room, Haran would have set up the sensors that he set up before, and call in Builder.
Me?
Yeah. I can make you tougher if you would like to just sit in the middle here, and I can.
Are you gonna make me shiny like your bolts?
No.
Okay, good, because I'll pull off your arm if you do. You can pick which one. I don't care.
The third one.
What?
I
don't understand. What?
Never mind, I'll sit in the middle of the room for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, Kilowatt. Scan him, please. And the little robot will will fly off of his shoulder and take a full body scan of Builder.
Okay.
Um,
Easy enough to do.
Yeah. Is Builder wearing armor?
No.
Okay.
Builder is armor.
Okay.
Even in game purposes, I believe, just for the sake of clarity, because this is definitely an in-game thing that we're doing here. What is? Somebody followed. Hello, new person. We play in D&D. Even in game terms, I believe Builder is utilizing the barbarian unarmored defense thing currently.
Okay. That's
Okay.
I have no actual armor on. I am just armor.
Oh. I thought you were wearing armor. Okay. That changes things. We can focus on a different way. Okay. I'm going to focus on your sword arm, if you don't mind, and your weapon itself. Okay? I can't make you tougher because I can't increase the armor that you're not wearing.
That's okay. It should harden with time.
Okay. That seems odd.
Don't read too much into the stats that your little robot gets.
What stats? It's taking measurements to optimize performance.
If you say so.
It's what it's doing. Yeah, I say so. Okay. It will scan your arm and your weapon and make it more compatible as a whole, and you'll be able to do more damage.
That works.
Okay. Okay. So hold out your weapon.
He's very excited.
Hold out your weapon, and we'll get started.
Here you go.
Okay. So go. Kilowatt will scan his sword and his arm.
When Kilowatt gets to the point right around where the robot bicep was,
Stop making my robot flirt with him. Anyway,
What can I say? It's these chiseled features.
They used a chisel. I figured it would have just been shaped.
It's more like a welder. No, it's fine. Just point. Let's move on. I have things.
Tell me more about your horny robot.
All right.
too much power.
Too much power. All right. So it takes a 360 view, and Haran takes what looks like a light representation of your arm and the sword and pulls them out. And he's manipulating the lines. And if you had magic, he's basically playing with it and imbuing the sword with magic. So it is now a +1 sword.
It's already a +1 sword.
It adds 1. Oh, it's already magical?
It's already magical. Yeah.
You know what? You're terrible at this.
I think you're terrible at this.
No, well, I don't know
You
what
asked
you
me
have.
to come here.
I'm sorry. I was trying to make you better. I'm
pretty
sorry.
good
I apologize.
already,
I'm
thank
trying
you.
to help.
No,
I was
I
trying to help.
appreciate the effort. I really do. But, I mean, if all you can do is make shiny bolts and give me stuff I've already got, then I think I'll probably head on out.
I can do
Just
more
kiss
than
each other already.
I can do more than
I believe you.
I'd have
I
to
really
examine
do.
more of what you're capable of then, I
Of
guess.
the group, I feel like you're going to be the more technically advanced one to help me out. You're the closest to my people that I can see from here, anyway.
Well, then I would have to do more research into what you're capable of, and then I can formulate a plan on how to enhance you. He's not actually looking at you. He's kind of just saying this. Okay, so then I would have to do more research, and then I can
You
figure it
feel as you're kind of looking down and talking to yourself, you feel Builder's hand touch you on the shoulder.
out.
It's okay. It's really okay. I do appreciate the effort. I'm just kind of a dick sometimes. I apologize for that. It's been a while since I've talked to people regularly.
I mean,
Womp 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 womp.
that's fair. I mean, if I would have known more, I would have not wasted your time. I'm sorry.
You're not wasting my time. I don't need as much as I probably let on.
I'm sorry,
This
stop
is
it, you
me.
guys, I can't.
Trying to express to you that I appreciate the effort and hope that your thirst for knowledge continues.
That's for something.
That wasn't me.
I have this power too.
Okay, for all of you that don't know why, certain gifts are being posted in our chat, and yeah.
What's happening?
I don't know what's talking about.
That's too much. That's too much.
Okay.
In
Okay,
a
I had
good
to turn my mic off for a second.
Fun fact: don't try to recreate any of those gifts with Builder, or you will get your arms pulled off.
No, he doesn't.
Other things.
I was looking really
He's just
hard
looking
for like
now.
the robot equivalent of like. I couldn't find it, but that's what I was going for.
It had to be when I was taking a drink.
Then, knowing that, I'm going to change up one of my spells. So, but
Okay, that's fine. You can definitely do.
Yeah.
There's like days. You don't really have to
Yeah.
worry about time.
cool. Knowing he doesn't have armor, I'm going to put mage armor back on my list of spells.
Prepare.
Now, if you can do anything fun, like give me magical items that, say, increase protection, like certain rings that I've seen in some of my travels, that would be useful. I can use that sort of thing.
I bet he could give you
Eventually.
the data package. Wink.
Eventually.
Phrasing? No.
That's worse with the builder voice.
Then,
Damn it.
all right. So if he can't do it to Builder, then he's going to call in Tatsumasa.
All right.
I'll send him your way.
Okay.
Hey, Tatsu. Little guy wants to tinker with your package or something. I don't remember. I've got things to do.
He wants to what?
Builder's already gone.
And I walk away. Fuck.
Tatsu just kind of slowly.
What a pent-up month of no D&D will get you.
I knew
You
this
know
would
that.
happen.
I'm starting to take offense to you two guys saying all this no D&D shit.
Oh, that's fair.
Tatsu just kind of leans around the corner of the door and is like, Builder said, you wanted to see me about something?
Yeah, Tatsu. Since I can't help Builder with any of his stuff, I can help you instead.
With...
Would you like to be I can boost your armor's capability, or I can make you do more damage. And with your swords, I can.
Yes. Okay, that's...
Which would you prefer?
She, he takes out his Nadachi.
Mm.
And he's like, I am getting a lot of mixed signals here. No,
Now, is this the sword or the spear?
It's the spear.
Okay.
He's like, would it be possible to adjust this into a sword?
I'm not a blacksmith. I mean, I probably could, but that is not my trade per se. But yeah, in theory, yes. I can enhance the capabilities of the weapon.
I see. And he takes out his Nadachi and his katana. Is like, if you can do anything with these, it would be appreciated.
Which would you prefer?
I believe per the ability you get to pick one.
Ah. He puts away his katana and hands you the Nadachi.
Okay. Okay. Again, same thing. Kilowatt will scan the Nodachi.
They're like a
Hmm?
sad noise for the kilowatt. Robot's fun.
And then he will pull the 3D image of it and start. Looks like he's manipulating the Nodachi in and of itself and making it magical, able to pull magic, I guess, from the area around it, and will turn it into a +1 weapon.
You basically see this little droid and Haran working together and literally makes your spear a magic weapon in front of your damn eyes. It's just like literally just happening in front of you. It's not like a normal thing. I'm gonna go into your character sheet and do that. So this specifically makes this weapon a +1, right?
Yeah, +1 to attack and damage.
Yep. Done.
Okay. I thought that was it.
Thank you.
Here you go. Here's your spear back.
Oh, fantastic. He gives it a few practice swings, and after thoroughly damaging the equipment around, he nods and says, "Very good, thank you." And he leaves.
And Harad will go fix the equipment.
It's just so sharp.
It is now.
All right, that was it.
Neat.
Because we have some more fun shit going on. Oh my god, these gifts just don't end. Wow. There's a lot. There's a
My
lot.
friends are a bunch of trolls.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yep. D&D, it's all about story and friendship and dick jokes.
Yep. Especially
Gotta have the third thing.
see how we're doing this. Okay, so Builder, you're gonna have to wait for a minute, because at this point we're getting to Yasana's stuff. Spending
So
some...
wait, did you have to make the stuff throb like that?
Yes. It was absolutely necessary.
Do you know who she is?
Are you trying to
learning
say that
quickly.
you don't like my thick, throbbing eggplant?
Eggplants.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Did you not like that? Because I have something else for you. I know we're
By
a
the
little bit
way,
off
you all,
topic
if
now,
you
but-
want these terrible emotes, you can subscribe to her and get them. It gets worse. It always gets worse.
And that's the tea.
Yep. Yep, that's about right. So.
Thank you. I've been enlightened. It can always get worse.
It can always get worse. You got to know who you're playing with here. Thus, when we get to Yasana here, Yasana, you wanted to do a good chunk of research, yeah?
Yes.
I know the 3 bits that you wanted, but I will have you state it for the group, and then I'll go into what you have found with your rolls.
Okay. I wanted to investigate 3 things. One was the ruins under the Adventurers Guild, because I seem to be stuck on that for some odd reason. 2, investigate the leaders of the Adventurers Guild. And 3, investigate which organizations, military groups, and companies, which ones are allied with the Adventurers Guild.
It's almost like you want to know who you're going to be working for. Little things, right? Somebody has clearly played vampire with me before.
I want to explore the spider's web.
Yeah. So, getting into it as succinctly as I can, in the order of research. As far as checking out these ruins in the Adventurers Guild, not the easiest thing because, again, you find most of it is redacted. There's a lot of it.
Not surprised.
Also, it comes kind of in a state where a lot of the stories about what had happened at the founding are more like folk tales than actual like scientific accounts that you would like actually dig your teeth into, which is pretty par for the course for your kind of research. It's kind of like just figuring out what is the truth through folk tales and stories and like legends and myths and shit. How much of it is legit? How much of it is made up bullshit? So the stories generally go on the line of most fairy tales. There's like heroic event of a evil cult attempting to summon some kind of terror, and the Adventurers Guild stopped it from happening like the heroes always do. There's several versions of this, and they all kind of lean the same way, and the only thing that is actually consistent is the names of those first people, which they're obviously just like pseudonyms, and they're like names that have been like the subject of like superhero movies for a long time. Nothing really important, nothing that you would are really particularly interested in. The AG, after winning, built their base on top of it, both as a way to keep it safe and, of course, symbol of victory. The one thing you do get out of that is, to your surprise, while most of these texts state that the cult was of fiendish origin, none of the markings or descriptions of the monsters that were dealt with in this actually seem like any fiend, demon, or devil that you, in your research, have ever heard of. And this is one of those things that can either be attributed to like the information you're finding being largely tall tales and inaccurate, or that the information might have actually been redacted from public records, which means to say you're not actually sure that it was fiendish in nature. It could have been something else. It could have been anything.
It could have been something that very few would have understood, but anybody would expect
You're definitely
a fiendish a fiendish or devilish threat.
Yeah, you're
People can
definitely
understand that.
leaning the right way. You feel.
Okay.
But you can't actually find out any more hard information from that. So that brings you to your next line of research, which is looking at how the AG leadership functions. So, looking into the group that you are now a part of, that none of the others really either seem to have been overly concerned with, just happy to be here and be going on adventures. The AG leadership seems to be relatively democratic in nature. Each one of the class order halls have their own methods for and are independently responsible for who in particular leads them. And they all have different ways of doing it. Like the fighters have like a tournament bracket that's very traditional and structured. The druids have like long philosophical debate discussions about how to move the natural world forward in like a galactic setting or whatever. And the sort of thing that would make Yasana's face blanch. The bards apparently have a famous bard off competition, and it's usually on the holofeeds on TV. So horrifying. It's Cruciva has talent.
Oh god.
Bards. When the guildmaster, who's the only one atop those, either retires or, more likely, falls, it's kind of put up to the entire organization to put forward a candidate. Each of them makes a case for why they would be best fit to lead the guild at that particular time, but each of the class orders has a vote. And that's how they decide who's the lead. The leader before Lord Ravenlash, you find, was a Lord Hrothgar the Bold of the Paladins, who was slain by an assassin. And you read this long dissertation of like a description about this corrupt megacourt from Valoris called Omnicore that the Paladin Lord had like beaten a whole bunch of times, and then after the assassination attempt was traced back to Omnicore by Ravenlash, the guy who's the current guild master that had been following all of you along your trials. He kind of pegged the corporation, pinned it on him, and when it got brought out, that corp was brought to the point of bankruptcy, and most of its board of directors imprisoned. The current guy didn't really have to do much of a campaign to get voted in. And as such, looking into it, they do not keep it secret the names of all of the current class leaders, and you should have access to all of those in Roll20.
Okay.
Lastly, connections to the AG. Like, through organizations, military groups, companies, because you want to know who you're working for.
Mm-hmm.
The Adventurers Guild is, in essence, a very societally acceptable mercenary guild at its core, where its members are all pretty high profile, as it's mostly all above board, and they're applicable to all laws, both local and system-wide, right? So it's not like when you get in the Adventurers Guild, you become above the law. There are a great number of individuals that the guild has ties to as a result from the local guard and governments that have had good results from hiring members, all the way up to politicians and corporations. These connections, however, are usually tied more to the individuals rather than the guild itself. There are a few exceptions. The most obvious connection the AG has is to law enforcement, because it's a lot of time the jobs that they do. So they have close ties to both the stewards and occasionally the Hell Knights. The stewards make frequent use of AG members when they need an impartial party or don't have the manpower to like handle a specific job. Get an adventurer to do it. The Hell Knights, on the other hand, though they do not officially utilize the AG to get the job done, have had a bunch of successful joint ventures, so the relationship is pretty good. As far as the planets go, generally things that have good relations with your guild are Cruciva, the planet you're on, which is basically the Crossroads planet that has a little bit of everyone in it. Valoris, so the human and halfling planet. Azul Kazad, the dwarven one, and Melamar, the elven one. Also Teneron, the tiefling one that's really close to the sun. Good relations. Dracaris and Castrum Solus. So, the Dragonborn and the big space station near the sun that is basically a giant cathedral where most of the clerics and paladins are based out of as kind of a religious mecca. They view the AG as little more than mercenaries. So not necessarily the highest regard, but they're like not incredibly negative either. And between Thrak, the Orcish world, and Aox, the undead one, they basically have no opinion because they're sufficiently isolated enough to not care. Nixus? Not a fan. Not really a fan at all. Unsurprisingly. And that basically sums up the lot of your research.
It's a good start.
It's a very good temperature to get.
Okay.
Okay. That, whether for good or ill, brings us up to Builder. You've been looking for some stuff, and I'm going to have to actually have you state what you are looking for, because this is kind of... The rest of the party is not here. This is Builder doing this stuff in isolation, but the party is not necessarily privy to what is happening, but our audience and our players are.
Cool. So, as Builder has isolated access to this terminal within our barracks.
Yep.
Alone, he stands in front of it and pulls a small cable from his arm. The end of the cable, it's kind of moving and changing shape until he finds an access port, a data port. And as soon as he puts it near it, it forms the shape that is needed, and he is able to interface with this device.
Yes. Buttons.
Nice buttons. So Builder's looking for 4 things right now.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that he's looking for, that they're looking for, is home. Coordinates, whether spatial or otherwise, that would indicate where they've gone. Then, beyond that, if anything is found regarding that first search, if there's anything known about home, and any information regarding the status of it. Third, because they're confused at why they're here, any historical events that would fall under certain parameters of interdimensional rifts or warps that were unexplained to have haphazardly led to unexpected phenomena. Filtering by dates and further corroboration of evidence to determine whether or not It was later known that the phenomena in question was proved to be explained. So anything still remaining unexplained, going back hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, and perhaps most interestingly, I want to find any info, Builder would like to find any info out on the people that I've been strapped with one specific focus.
Uh-huh. Yep.
There's an odd energy that I've been feeling of late, on occasion, when certain people use abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to know more.
So, we'll go through that. Builder digs through all this with, I might add, an investigation check that does not smell like it came from a barbarian at all. Just want to put that out there. It was too high.
Hey, nat 20s are fun.
Yep. All of the rolls basically accumulate in. Builder had this working theory that he maybe wound up out this way via some, like, dimensional warp, like a portal or a wormhole, or, like, wound up in a different timeline. Maybe it's some weird-ass Doctor Strange dimension hopping thing. The people on this planet are actually are further advanced than you would have figured, although their technology definitely developed different. Instead of going full technological, they developed technology and magic in unison. Magic starting a little bit earlier, so when technology came along to catch up, it just kind of blended together instead of what you know historically to be usually a clash of like arcane versus technological things. Where you're from, those things don't vibe together very well. These people have found a weird way to make that work. So their star readings are actually pretty great. The satellites are far out there, and they can see a long way out. And you do find there's not really a whole lot of wormholes, unexplained phenomena, or necessarily interdimensional rifts or madness like that. Going back a long time. What you do find is both at the same time exhilarating and distressing. Because looking deep out on the stars, in the telescopes, in the satellite telescopes that send things back, you find something that looks familiar. It isn't a lot, but it's like a specific shape of constellations. Now, they're like upside down and backwards and as far out as you've ever seen anything going, but you see something that is similar to home. Great roll on 20 lets you know that no, that's definitely the barest edge of constellations that were really far out the other direction when you were home. Now this is both good and bad because it means that you weren't blasted through some weird interdimensional portal and that you're not in a different reality or you're not necessarily in the same timeline or not necessarily in anything. You just away from home. The calculations that make up the bad news is you're in the same prime material plane that you grew up in, but you are multiple galaxies away. Billions of light years easily. You're on the opposite end of the universe than you are used to.
That's gonna be a long trip.
And because of that, and just how far the stars away, you do not have necessarily a good reckoning of how much time has passed since you left, since you don't have memory of it. That's the big information that you glean out of that. Besides, maybe a little bit of respect for how these people develop tech that it wasn't in a way you expected, that can do things, but in like a sideways manner than you're used to. It's all a little confusing and kind of neat. In regards,
might be worth it to learn some things.
Mm-hmm. In regards
keeping an open mind
to your companions, surprisingly, there's not a lot of info on some of them. You find basically the same stuff that Haran did about Alton. That is of record. And with really good investigation checks, you find a couple of things. Haran and Fee specifically, black holes. There's nothing. Auspiciously so, perhaps.
Sometimes it is in the absence of information that you learn the most.
So that's that. You do find about Alton and his... He calls them pirating days, but it's more like privateering days. It seemed to be more of a... if you had to slap any kind of title on it, it seems to be of the chaotic good variety of privateering. Generally like mucking about and blowing up slavers and having adventure on the high fucking seas of space. You do find a little bit about Tatsu, but indirectly. You do find that you don't find anything about him specifically, again auspiciously, but you do find a little bit about Dracarys in general. They're definitely aligned in a series of clan houses, and you do find a Kuroda clan that he is identified by in your presence before. You do find that they are all organized in feudal houses, as if it were, with generally actual great dragons, not dragonborn, but dragons leading them. His name, however, not necessarily on the records. You do find a little bit, like of a tidbit of a whisper of some kind of political strife that occurred not too long ago. Something involving nobility, that you can kind of make guesses about, but there's no hard evidence. And that's about as far as you get from that. But that's not the one you wanted to dig into the most. The one that you wanted to dig into the most is Yasana, simply because of all of the issues that you have had with those who make truck with Outlanders. And it felt awful familiar. Of somebody named Yasana themselves, you don't actually find any information. You find out you as a as a totally warforged, you speak that language and you know what that word means.
Beloved.
But it seems more like a name given. And you're going through and you're cross-referencing. You get a little bit into the Adventurers Guild history, like Yasana herself did, specifically Warlock Guild. A Warlock class order hall in a place that is resting upon an ancient evil temple seems like a weird thing to do. Historically, Warlocks are known largely far and wide for being those that keep truck with unexplainable powers, usually kind of on the evil side. Why would that sort of thing be okay? The Adventurers Guild, you find, actually vets specific kind of warlocks purposefully, because there have been so many issues with warlocks outside of the guild. You do find exactly what you're looking for. You do find one of the specific approved cults, and yes, they go by cults, called the Veiled Eye, that do have truck with something that would be referred to as an old god. But when you look more into it, it's a little, I would say, surprising for you. You've heard tale before of outlanders, as you like to call them, that were not necessarily so focused on chaos and destruction and like madness and like complete subjugation. There are aberrants among aberrations that your people would consider either a decreased threat level, massively decreased in this particular case. This particular cult, which seems to have gone back a while in Adventurers Guild history, is devoted to a being whose name you get, and isn't the sort of name that you just drop in casual conversation, but seems to be more of a being focused upon the acquisition of knowledge for the sake of knowledge. And no matter how, like with a roll that good, no matter how hard you dig and trying to find, oh, this thing's just fucking with people. Let me find records of when it fucked somebody over or made them do something horrible, or this cult? Not one. There's actually a long line of history of it helping the AG accomplish things they probably couldn't have, with no other motivation other than the acquisition of knowledge and keeping reality intact because they have to actually live in it. So you dig up a good chunk of information. You do get all the way into the point where you see like a roster list. That part is inaccessible to you. You have to go that far down before you start getting like access denied errors.
Interesting.
I will go as far as to say, without actually looking at it, because you can't actually see it, looks like the number of members is about 6. And that's all you get. You don't get names, you don't get images, you don't get anything else on particular deeds, just a good history within the guild. And the sounds of the other DM taking notes actually intimidates me. Because I know how this shit works.
Wonderful.
That's what you find.
with that, the cable retracts, and as Builder's kind of processing all of this information, yeah, I actually want to go and try and find Haran if I can.
That won't be an issue. He's hanging around somewhere.
I assume that he has a less impressive workbench than back in the Artificer's Hall.
Oh yes,
but he still has a workbench.
I was thinking about what you said about improving my abilities, and you were discussing on how to make the sword better, though it already possesses some form of energy, magic, whatever you want to call it. Can you do the same for my shield? And
out of Builder's arm pops the shield that kind of flares out.
his shields count as a weapon or armor?
Shields count as armor.
Okay.
Although, you actually pick up a little bit when you're going in to do this here. Whatever the fuck Builder is, they assimilate their armor into themselves. Now, mechanically, for the purposes of you doing things, that just means they have something equipped. But armor seems to meld into them. Now, just taking the good artificer look at it, it doesn't look like that's going to be a problem for you to enchant or do any of your abilities to them that you would do to a regular piece of equipment that was held by like a hand made of meat. But it's definitely one of those things Haran would look at and go, "Oh, that's how that works."
Okay, cool. Yes, I could definitely, and he's trying to look into the hole that the shield popped out of.
So, as you're examining it more, Builder will actually just take it and pull it off and give it to you. If you're observant, which I'm not even going to question, you'll see some sort of like a liquid metal type attachment break when he gives it to you. When they give it to you.
What's that?
I want to say it.
What's...
Nanomachine, son.
that is part of my body.
That's unusual.
Not where I come from.
Where do you come from?
Farther away than I expected.
That's not a location.
That's enough. Can you fix the shield, making it better?
It's not broken. I can make it more durable. Yeah.
That would be wonderful. It would make it easier for me to survive certain, let's say, friendly fire attacks if we ever encounter some more flammable gas.
Yeah. Alt needs to watch that. You kidding? Anyway, yeah. I can definitely do something with this. He sits it up and like props it up with like machines that he already has sitting. He just repurposes some things and just so it can stand up straight. And again, Kilowatt comes out. He'll scan the shield. Again, he'll pull the thing and he'll actually begin. Looks like he's typing, but no words are appearing anywhere. It looks like he.
It's like a hollowed display that only he can kind of see.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I'll take that. Also, okay. And then he starts doing the pulling of threads and connecting them in different ways that you can see. All right. Yeah, that looks okay. I think I got it here. Boom.
And
No,
what have
plus-
you actually done to it?
+1 shield.
No, it's a +1 shield. Okay.
Perfection. You'll see Builder take it and put it back on their
Yeah, he's
arm.
watching that intently.
And as it reattaches to their arm, you see that same kind of nanomachine kind of come out and almost consume the shield and pull it into and incorporate it into their body.
So I gotta ask, what are the chances of rejection? Like, is it a body part? Like, if I pick...
I already like you. We're already in the same group. I'm not gonna reject you.
No. I mean, like, your body. If, like, you were gonna give something and it to absorb it into your body.
It's not like a fleshy organ like you, like creatures have. It's different. It's a kind of a molecular reconstitution of matter, but keeping the same properties.
So can it do with anything, or is it just
There are certain
inanimate objects?
Certain things. It's a selective process. It's something that I choose for myself.
Okay. I'm honestly just curious. Like, could you house tools in your body? Is that?
Yeah, actually I do.
And you see from like a side pouch on the right side, he pops out some smithing tools. And
I use these for repairs if I'm in a place where I can't find immediate assistance.
So could you, like, so say if you wanted to put a fruit in there, would that work? I'm
It's usually inorganic items.
Okay, cool.
I have storage compartments for other items if need be. Like you would carry a backpack or a pouch.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And of course I can also carry a backpack or a pouch.
Yeah. Okay. I figured. Is there a limit?
Haven't found it yet. But I've lost a lot of the standard issue kit deteriorated a long time ago.
So, around that part, as the two techies are kind of jawing each other about like how it all works, I think this far in is probably a good time for us to take our mid-game break, bathroom time, do some stuff, and I believe some of us have shopping things to do that they wanted to get done on the first episode too. So we'll figure that shit out, and we will be back shortly. Yes, please stand by. So thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be right back. Probably like 10 minutes, most. Something like that.
Max, yeah.
All right,
10 minutes max.
we'll be back.
See y'all soon.
In a bit.
Okay. We back? We back. All right. So what's
back?
this terrible joke that needs to come out? What was that?
So while I was up, I made a lemonade cocktail
Good.
with gin, as one
Boo.
does, because
As
gin
one
is the best.
Boo.
But then I forgot the gin, so I asked Lady to bring it into me, and she looks and she goes, "You made a gin-nay. It's Forrest Gump's favorite drink."
Hold on. Wait.
Don't boo!
I made her
I
leave.
know what makes you cheer.
Were you booing the joke, or are that just all the ghosts on your screen?
That too. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Name of the episode: Ghosts and Grudges. Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
I'm not allowed to tell the joke that I was told today.
That's probably for the best for everyone.
It's
Now I want to know the
inappropriate.
joke.
Demonetization. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Did you hear about the guy who tried to catch the fog? Yeah, he missed.
He missed.
Okay, one more. You ready?
No. No.
What do you call a horny square? An rectangle.
You know what? I have the best response that I could possibly have.
Bye.
Oh no.
And then Alton Goodbarrel died.
And he never returned.
But
Yeah, good call, Seamus.
But he lived.
but did you
That was
die?
told to me by my Mexican friend.
Yeah, still good call.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
as we continue on into how the game is going, a lot of research, a lot of stuff, but you guys do have a fun window that looks outside over the big city that you guys have all suddenly come to call home, and maybe it has a little bit to do with this being the 5th of July, but there is a little bit of a celebration going on.
Of course you were ready. Of
Oh,
course
is
you were prepared.
Oh, is there celebration?
There
Because
is
we don't celebrate the 4th. Not anymore.
Nope.
Not when they took away freedoms.
Are we gonna disallow finger guns next?
No, we're not disallowing finger guns.
I can't do finger guns because of a fireworks accident.
That doesn't actually surprise me as much as it should. But this is in Crucifix City. This does actually get celebrated as my Google Docs opens very slowly. As Founding Day. It's the date that all of the Council Worlds came together. So,
Woo!
the city is, in fact, having a bit of a party.
Oh. I mean, that sounds fun. Let's go to a party.
It's
That
more the
does
whole
not-
thing's a party.
What's a party?
That doesn't sound fun at all.
It's where lots of people go to socialize and possibly eat good food and get drunk.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like fun.
Sounds terrible.
I'm with Builder. That sounds
It's amazing.
terrible.
It's amazing. Trust me. Trust me. It's amazing.
Oh, then definitely that does not sound the best then.
Sometimes you get laid.
But
This
More often
doesn't help
than-
me at all.
I'm sure somebody can help you.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Haran, you can build him something, right?
what?
Pneumatic.
And he just turns and walks away.
There's already a robot, and he floats at whatever height you desire.
Somehow,
Oh,
Tatsu manages to blush.
He is a blue dragon person.
His cheeks are purple.
It's like the tips of the dragon ears.
Is that steam coming out of your nose?
Shut up.
I think it's cute.
But you do look outside, and that is what you see. A big city that seems to be a little more colorful than usual, a little more raucous than usual. And you have the night.
I mean, if it's anything like Utah, apparently it's on fire as well.
The city is made of metal, so it can't be on fire. Not unless it's very determined.
Yeah.
I'll remember that later when you try to set me on fire.
I can be very determined.
I'm sorry. So just to clarify, to set the scene for the actual beginning of our game, 2
Yep.
hours into our
Yep.
game,
Yep.
we are in our house room of the guild, looking out the big picture window to
And
this
seeing
view.
basically this, yes.
Okay.
And that tower that you can kind of see off in the distance, the big one,
With the Eye of Sauron in the middle.
basically, yeah. You know that is where the Council of Nine is. That is
So it's like far off in the distance, though.
as
Train
this,
ride.
Yeah, yeah. This is a big city, and you can even see, like, as that is laid out, there are, like, sectioned off by, like, wards and walls and stuff. So it's several of those away, and each one of those little ones can be, like, small cities in and of themselves. Big, cute kitty. Sorry, I'm easily distracted. But, yes, it's such a large tower that it's hard to miss it.
You know what? I've spent a lot of time sitting. I'm willing to go out.
Let's party.
Oh no.
I said go out.
Do you think they're having any discounts
What's the difference?
in the market?
It's certainly better than staying in here.
No, it's not.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a cozy night in, but
A Kazanax.
Think of the tech that we might see around. New things to assimilate into my form.
I am actually.
Okay,
Wow.
are we getting builder late or not?
Still not clear. Still not clear.
404 not found.
We're going to turn Builder into Fisto yet.
That's okay. I'm sure that Huron could make it bigger, so it's easier to find.
I love this game.
Interface not recognized.
My ports are multi-denominational.
That means so many things.
You win. You win. I snorted so hard.
That's how we win.
That's it. You win.
Oh.
So, aside from the big celebration going on for the founder, or for the Council of Nine, or whatever is the case, I need ammo.
You need ammo. Okay.
I don't.
What a day to be getting it.
Oh no, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, the only thing that I would like to do is clean up my cloak.
Indeed. Do we get a discount in the tavern? Because we could start the festivities there, as it were, and head out afterwards.
Pre-game.
Pre-game.
Let's go.
Oh lord.
Really quick question, DM.
Yeah.
There's a lot has happened already.
Uh-huh.
Well, was there a long rest, or like how much time passed between last game and now?
Multiple days. So long rest is way in the bag. You've had several of them.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Since it appears that we're all headed down to the tavern within the Adventurers Guild, can I, Builder, go and find Eshka?
You definitely could. So, changing the scene a little bit here. Where's AG Myth? There it is. Downstairs in the tavern, pre-gaming, there's the fireworks are still going off, but it's like kind of low. They're happening outside, but it's not really that intrusive. You can definitely go down. Everybody comes down, elevator, head on out. There's a few adventurers floating around. Nobody that you've seen before. At the bar, drinking, chilling out. And you have to actually walk out of the bar area to go to where the front desk is, and there's several desks lined up. There's one of them that has a tall, very serious elf lady at the desk. There's a couple other ones, and then there's of course Eshka, same tailored suit that kind of sort of fits him, that's been on too long, turban. Very, very zombie-like.
Eshka, do you have a moment?
I'm looking for his thing to pop it up here. Where are you, buddy? There you are. Boop. He looks up from his terminal. Oh, Builder. Yes, I always have a moment for you.
So per the conversation from a few days ago, you're our handler. Is it correct to assume that you'll be dictating the missions that we go on, or do we have kind of our own discretion when it comes to selecting them?
It's funny that you ask this. Traditionally, it is usually the case that for the very first mission, the guild will select one that seems appropriate of level for you. Simply first mission out in the world sort of things. After that, usually you are presented with, usually I will be doing the curating of this, a list of potential jobs that were either seem like they would be suited to a party of your size and ranking, or if somebody requested you specifically, that would also be routed your way.
Understandable. Can I make a small request?
Always.
If there are any missions that would require long-distance travel, maybe not for the entire group, but in this particular set of coordinates, and I'll kind of give them to Eshka.
Those coordinates?
Those coordinates.
Okay.
Long
And if anything about this section of space, any exploration, any long-term adventuring out this way, maybe far, could you keep me in mind, even if it's not the entire party?
This is... He looks at it. And then he takes another second. Looks up, looks down, looks back up, looks back down, and thinks. I see. I assume
I think you do.
I assume that you are aware that we haven't gone very far out of this particular solar system yet, yes?
From what I can find, there's only long-distance imaging from that sector. If possible, I'd like to explore it more personally.
He says, and he kind of the tablet and little kiosk that he's using is holographic. And he kind of reaches out and touches the little star system that is like floating there that you gave him. Touches it, shrinks it down to a little sphere, and then puts it down into what looks like kind of the depths of the book that he has laid out. I'm going to put this down as potentially a long-term goal.
Be very appreciated.
This is big, but I will see what I can accomplish. I do know that I think the gears are already possibly in motion for the lot of you to have your first assignment soon, but it is Founding Day. Take the day, rest. I see that you've been practicing with your class leader. You still have a dent.
It happens, they pop out eventually.
That is good. You will probably need whatever that bit is.
Yeah. His seem to last longer than others.
Yes. You think that is bad? You should see his sparring partner from the old days. Besides that,
I'd be actually interested to see that person. Maybe another time.
I don't know. He actually kind of like leans forward a little bit and like looks around. It is the leader of the Paladin Order Hall.
Interesting.
Somebody that is not seen around the guild very often, but let us just say that is not someone you would like to be on the poor side of. That said, is there anything else besides paltry rumors that I can help you out with tonight?
No, Eshka, I appreciate your continued assistance with the entire group and my endeavors on the back burner personally. I thank you for your time.
Absolutely. This is my job, and I take great pleasure in doing it. Oh, he like leans over a little bit. He's like, I think Alton is beginning what they call the pregame. You might want to look after that.
I don't know what a pregame is, but I assume it is going to involve copious amounts of alcohol, and I will keep an eye on them for you.
To fill in your definition, it is the alcohol that occurs before the copious alcohol. They like to do it. I can't get drunk anymore.
Neither can I. Wonderful.
We shall
Good
suffer. We shall suffer together. Good luck. And he like goes back to his shit. And you can wind
I'll
up.
return.
Yep. I'll close that. And yeah, back in the main group. I assume everybody has pulled together like a table or like get a little bit of stuff going on. What's happening
Around
in
the
here?
bar, we're crowding. Fee is
Crowding the bar. Fantastic.
Alton is definitely at the bar.
Fantastic.
Who needs a table when you can sit
Alton
and
has
take
become the bar.
This is the pregame. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Like Agron, the bartender's like, you mean you didn't fucking die the last time? You're back already. I'm going to like you.
They are an impressive bunch.
He basically lays out a drink for everybody that seems to be like mid-range simple alcohol, and except in front of Haran, if he's actually still with the group and didn't decide to hide away in the thing, Haran actually gets water. A little glass of
Oh,
water.
he remembered.
Yep.
Good bartenders always remember
He's
their
a good
customers.
bartender.
Yasana's not going to drink.
Okay. Although, I will say, when Tatsu comes downstairs, he catches a little bit of motion in the corner as something glares at him from the corner. It's just
Being
like
hunted by that toilet.
it's just like got one little like bar of like lights that serve as eyes, and it like looks up at you, and it like narrows.
and you just hear just go.
I can tell you, as an expert at reading robotic body language, I would sleep with one eye open around that one.
Great, I became on the Roomba's shit list.
Now I need you to make a roll for that.
Oh no.
What?
I just want to see how loud that was. I need you to roll me. We're just gonna do this because this is gonna be the first roll of chapter 2, and I want it. Give me. How would we do this? Let's do
Stealth?
Yeah, the closest thing to stealth. Or are you just gonna say that you just said it?
Do quiet very well.
You just said that you just doing it out loud.
Yes.
All right, we're not even gonna do a roll then, because basically at that point, you say like, got on the Roomba's shit list. The fucking like robot like just looks at you, and you just hear, and like the fucking wooden broom breaks, and the end is just like a shiv, and he's just like looking at you.
Might want to sleep with two eyes open.
I'm not an expert on robot body language, but I think you're in trouble.
I have my katana slightly unsheathed at the ready, just like.
And the robot seriously like.
Bring it, you Hoover.
The robot seriously just like swivels a little bit, and just goes like. And then goes like and angrily starts sweeping the other way.
Yes, we have our first nemesis.
Let's be clear. You have your first nemesis. He doesn't mind any of us.
Yeah, we didn't break the toilet.
You have other problems.
I completely involve you in that whole debacle. You started it.
Me?
Yes.
No.
And
He
as,
tosses back for a drink.
Yeah. Haran downs his water.
and as the
Like a shot.
the conversation
Like a
just
shot,
goes,
yeah.
like a shot.
Like a shot.
The free drinks are taken, and you guys can sit around and socialize more if you want, or you can try and traverse out into the city if you want, buy stuff, do stuff, have a party time. I don't know. What do you want to do?
Fee absolutely throws back her drink and then gestures at Builder that she's ready to go. She just wanted to, not be entirely sober when she braves the large crowds of people.
Katsu kind of fumbles, sees them both start to leave, and kind of fumbles with the drink like, to catch up.
You guys do actually
let's
notice
go.
a little bit. Okay. And I gotta ask, is that mask a thing that Haran has?
Yes.
So
Now.
goggles, he's got like a new like rebreather mask, basically.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And, like the beard just comes out under it?
Yeah.
Or is it one of those like vacuum things that just goes and it sucks it up into the beard?
It just goes.
Yeah. The beard just is contained inside of it.
It's like very neatly like pulled back, and the instant that like the thing comes off, it just like flops, it rolls out
You
like
ever seen those
nicely rolled laundry.
videos of a girl taking off her motorcycle helmet, and like that's what
The hair-
happens with the beard.
The hair
He
comes
takes
out. He has to shake it out in slow
It's
mo.
not always in slow mo, but the rest of us aren't.
Fantastic. Also good. Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
Yeah.
I'm not lowering myself to that level. This is staying back. But
Wait.
I fucking can't. Oh, okay. So, as you go out, notably, on some of the hollow screens that you see around, because TV in this isn't like fucking 2D. Why? It's projected and stuff. You do see, there are one or two clips broadcast of specifically you guys doing your Adventurers Guild trial.
Look at that, we're famous.
Don't look on your head.
On that, specifically, Alton, as you make your way out into the street, Alton, I need you to make a perception check, because I do want some kind of check to fucking happen.
Aren't you infamous, though? Like, isn't that going to be a problem for you?
We'll find out.
Probably. Maybe not. We'll see.
Probably
Remember,
not.
everyone, retain the toy rights.
Yep. Always retain the toy rights. So, you see, when you go out, there's... The Adventurers Guild seems to have, like, a lot of stuff going on with it on the outside. There's big quest boards, there's advertisements and stuff. There's a few things that you, like, see, one or two things that you, like, have actually already seen and kind of laughed at from the Rogue Hall. There's definitely, like, one or two, like, propaganda posters floating around, one of which being this bit that I need to expand a little bit. Alright. That's still a thing. But, there's another fun one. You know, no, you rolled high. You get them. You get all of it.
That's ominous.
There's several nearby that you note because of your considerable affiliations and stuff. Same thing.
Alton just sighs at the second poster you shared,
Yep.
and he just goes, "Not all pirates are evil, entirely."
But the one...
I'm sure they'd totally be willing to listen to that.
So it's been probably about 3 or 4 days since you've completed your trial. Those aren't the ones... Those aren't the posters that absolutely catch your eye with the good roll. You see the coolest fucking thing that Alton could have ever hoped to find. It is this.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes! Gorko and the Axe Grinders.
Totally a thing.
Oh, we have to go see them play! We have to
No.
support Gorko!
I can turn off my auditory sensors, I'm fine.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of adventure with music?
He left it in his other cape.
EDM.
Thank you, Fee. That's an accurate representation of it.
Gorko is a homie. We've got to support the homies.
I did support him while I was carrying him.
And I brought him and I saved him from death. I'm good.
I too was there.
So you guys head out, and it's a pretty raucous night. It's fun. There's a little bit of like rain kind of mixed up with the fireworks display, but you out in the big city now.
I spoke with Ashka before we left tonight, and it appears that the guild will be setting up our first mission sometime soon.
Well,
After that, they'll curate a list of different jobs that will require our specific talents.
Oh, wonderful.
So, with some discretion, we should be able to advance. But this first one's going to be dictated strictly by the guild.
Which worse could it be than the trial?
I wouldn't
That
have.
is an accurate assessment.
If we're getting our first mission soon, I should buy some ammo.
Right, we can start there and see what we see along the way.
DM, quick question.
Hit me.
Those little items and trinkets we picked up during our trial, like the ones that are worth, 10 gold, 20 gold.
Yep, the guild can just straight up turn those into money. So if you have things that can be money, they are now money.
Okay.
You can go ahead and add the gold and remove the item. Exchange done.
Okay.
I don't even know how much money y'all have, so this is gonna be fun.
I have tons.
Tons.
So I was kind of under the impression with ammo clips, we could just, find a USB cable and plug it into a wall charger.
So, all ranged weapons, just like real D&D ranged weapons, do actually consume ammo. If what your thing was compatible with was like a longbow or whatever, you basically still need to buy arrows. You don't just have infinite ammo for funsies. You do actually expend it by shooting them. Unless your Haran has a class feature that fucking does that. Because that's a fucking artificer thing, for real.
Ridiculous.
It's pretty ridiculous.
It also makes my thing magical, and then my weapon magical in and of itself.
It does.
Every class has to have at least one thing that makes the DM go, bullshit.
It does. they all do.
For Artificer, it's the entire class.
It kind of is. But I want to go with it. I want to see where this shit happens. I want to see where it goes.
At least it's not damage bullshit.
That is my department. Thank you.
Yep.
So okay, that's the with the trinkets and things. Like if we had things like I have a long sword that I'm not using, can I exchange that as well for money? Like half.
Tia's a little bit quiet on stream side.
Okay. Can you?
Oh, I can. What?
You're a little on the quiet side, so I will go in and crank up your volume slightly.
That way you can stay relaxed and do what you do,
Use your
But
volume.
we can hear you a little better.
There you go.
Mm.
Done.
Oh, I'm fine.
Thank you. Alright, so there are a bunch of shops and curious places that we can go. Am I hearing the first bit that people want to go to is ammunition?
In my brain. As the very important not DM.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like that's their first target, right? Is the ammo shops. But this is a big old market that they haven't spent a lot of time in, so they're kind of like
true.
checking out what's going on too, And if anybody's out there yelling like, "Hey, sale on ammo," we'll be like, "Yeah," but also they're like, "Fabric sale," then we have plans for that too.
You got kind of a short list of shops that AG members usually go to, but it seems like when you go down the street, even the little food places, everything seems like it just has at least some kind of discount because it's Fountain Day.
Sure.
It seems to vary from place to place, but as you're going down this particular street, one of the places that you come across is you go past stalls, but then you start getting into actual shops, and one of them is kind of dark, black metal steel with kind of a red neon tint at the top of it that says Dark Iron Forge, and it's got a little holographic thing of a hammer in a gun.
I love every word in that sentence.
I assume you go in.
Yes.
Atsu totally does.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's definitely a weapon shop, and there are lines in the wall, and Haran immediately notices bits from home. It's definitely a dwarven style armament
totally my penis.
shop. There are the wall is kind of lined with everything that kind of goes between pistols, rifles, shotguns, down to melee shit. One of which that looks like this full-blown like black steel hammer with like red highlights in it. That it looks like a centerpiece more than something that would actually be sold, but it definitely has dents in it. And behind the counter, dwarven, short, female, darker skin, turns and like leans over the counter and goes, "What can I do for all of you today?"
Tatsu just kind of looks around and looks down at her. Blades.
She almost has this whole like Daria vibe of an eye roll, and she just kind of points to the wall a little bit, where there are just lines of blades.
he goes like this and just quickly walks over.
This goes over.
Haran will go, did you make these? And points at the dwarvish.
I didn't make all of them, but some of them are family heirlooms. One or two.
May I hold?
She goes back and
He'll hold before he reaches out to touch, but waits.
What says what now?
He reaches out to touch them.
Okay.
To touch one and asks for. That's when he asks permission, if he may.
She kind of like snorts a little and like nods, yeah, and then thumbs up
Okay.
to like
He'll take
point
him.
to like direct your eyes towards the roof. In each corner, there are very clearly like black steel, same make as the weapon's security cameras that are watching the place. If you kill anyone in here, it's your problem.
In the background, you just see Tatsu with a full blade, just going.
Just some like bonkers, like berserks, like huge sword. You picking this up, you would have a hard time swinging it. It's just like, not only is it very clearly out of your price bracket, you're like, oh, this is big.
I apologize for the dragon.
It's fine. It's fine. It's tourists, and like I'm used to everything.
We're not exactly tourists anymore.
Oh, wait a minute! You're the famous the new people. You're the new people.
Yeah, that's us.
Well, glad somebody passed.
Can I check how good the weapon is? What would I roll for
You
that?
just pick. You don't need to roll anything.
Okay.
You just pick up like a random sword on a wall, or
The one that she said she made. The dwarven mage.
you pick up something that is. It's not a sword or a hammer. It is specifically an axe.
Okay.
And you pick it up and look at it. Same black steel design. The edge of it is definitely like the color of a forge's fire, and it kind of like when you pick it up, you see that there's actually a little bit of a trigger on the weapon itself that you would just naturally pull when you grabbed it, and a little bit of flame wreathes the edge of the axe, and in the center of it you see what looks like an anvil that's on fire as like a clan sigil, and it also alights in the same kind of color. This is like easily like a +5 weapon that is flaming. It's artificial.
Freezing?
It can do whatever it wants.
Oh my.
Ooh, that means two things.
It means a lot of things in this game. But
Let's go kill some baddies.
It is probably as far as like, because you've seen master blacksmiths at work before. This is definitely far above a mediocre talent, and if this person is not an expert, then they're probably like a step below. It's definitely on the impressive side.
Very nicely casted. I trust. He puts it back.
She just kind of does one of the, like,
Excuse me.
she looks over.
Do you buy used weaponry?
Half. If it's trash, I can just melt it down for materials.
What about this?
And I'll just produce my old longsword.
Old, regular,
Well-loved.
well-loved longsword.
That is the sword that got us through the trial.
So you're saying it has sentimental value, and she like
I'm-
hits
Lots of
like
money.
she like hits a button, like probably with her foot, like, and like how those goofy old, like, if you step on it, like the trash cans open up, except inside the trash can it's fire coming out of it.
This makes it funner to melt.
I'm saying tourists may pay a premium.
I will happily give a bit of a discount to things that the store is selling. Buybacks, though, we're gonna probably go with our usual half price. I'll give you half price for it.
Half is fine for me.
And I don't actually have the book out handy.
It is 15 gold.
A regular longsword is 15 gold.
So 7.
7. So she would take it, look at it, kind of weigh it a little bit, and would pass you 7 gold. And then you see the longsword held by the pommel, held over the little flaming thing, which is actually more of a smelter than a garbage can, but it's just kind of silly. Here's to the memories, and just whoop, drops.
Already forgotten. Thank you.
Oh, he hated you, and just the thing shuts.
Memory deleted.
You see, she's smiling a little bit. So what can I do you for?
Tatsu is standing behind Builder, kind of doing a slight, come on, I want it to be my turn dance, still holding the sword.
I'll go wait outside.
Not.
My business is concluded. Thank you very much for your time.
We love adventurers!
She gives like a very small like curtsy, essentially, and says, "I'll have to return when I have a bit more to spend on such fine tools."
So you're both cheap and complimentary. I've dealt with worse elves, and she gives you a thumbs up.
Tatsu takes out his meager purse of gold and puts it on the table. How much?
For you to give me this gold, that's free. And like jokingly like slides it like half an inch towards her, and then it stops.
And just with a claw, just.
Yep. What do you need? Oh, that? No.
Excuse me.
That's just silly.
Maybe I like silly.
Honestly, something about that size, it'd probably run around. So what you're talking about is like a full blade. Basically like
A full blade.
like a, because those don't exist in 5th edition.
They don't? Oh.
No. Not at all.
Damn it,
Because
3.5.
That's made up bullshit. But what you're talking about is a huge berserk buster sword. That
You
is
know you
just
love it.
oversized and nonsensical. While it doesn't fit the samurai aesthetic at all, boy, it feels like really good in the hands. And it's one of those things that, like, if you swung it right now, you're not 100% sure that you could, like, stop, like, all the way when you wanted to. You're just gonna, like, keep going.
Stopping is for quitters.
Something like that's probably closer to 200.
If anybody's still in the room, you've never actually seen a lizard sad before.
Little catfish whiskers like curl up a little bit.
I am still in the room seeing this.
He just kind of turns back to the wall, kind of like a kid that was denied the candy, and he just kind of goes, "Never get anything I want." He puts it back. Thank you for your time.
Alton walks up and says, "I have a dagger for you, and I'm also inquiring about ammunition for a Vanguard rifle."
Out of game. Remind me what the Vanguard rifle is. This is a short bow, right?
Yeah.
Short bow?
I believe so.
Well, here's how this works. And takes the dagger. Like, blade first, kind of looks down at it a little bit, does a little flip, catches it back with the blade. Yeah. And hits the button again and just like throws it right into the fire. Thing's fucking gone. She reaches under the desk and puts like one gold piece down and like slides it off to the side a little bit. And then goes, 1 gold. Discount. And lays down basically 2 big clips, which are basically the equivalent of 20 arrows each. So you'd basically be getting 40 arrows for a gold, which results in laser gun bullets. 'Cause space!
Yay!
So feel free to mark your dagger off of your character sheet and add 40 ammunition to your character sheet.
All right.
Bullets! You have bullets!
I can shoot a lot of things with that now.
While these transactions are happening,
Uh-huh.
Fika looks across at Builder. She's like, I feel like the Drow are much more likely to take a suggestion and use it to profit than this woman was.
Not everybody wants the money. Some people are just in it for the acclaim, and this is obviously a showroom, not a shop.
You bring up a very good point. I'll pay more attention. And she kind of sits back and, like, eyeballs the place around her. Like, she's really not sure about this whole market thing. It's very different than the, things she's accustomed to.
If I had to guess, I'd say that looking around at this place, it wouldn't surprise me if the real business was done out of sight.
Ron will come out.
Okay.
Alton will also walk out. I'm hoping I catch Builder say that.
Sure.
And that, Builder, is where you are absolutely correct.
That, my friend, is where you're absolutely wrong. A shop like this with arms like that she does not have to make a lot of sales. She just has to make one good one.
That's a good point as well.
It is not. Sometimes it is not the quantity; it is the quality of the arms for which she produces.
And you hear something like quietly as you're walking out, like the mask, as the door shuts. Right as the door shuts.
It's always been my experience that the ones that show off the firepower that they have are usually hiding other things. But again, I come from a different background.
That is not an inaccurate statement, but in this case, she is also putting out her best and keeping the lesser stuff behind, so she can still make a sale, but show off what she can do.
Would you like to see the stuff behind the counter, so to speak, Haran?
It's you can't afford that, but how about this?
Well, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, also, Haran, I'm going to make you make a quick roll here.
Okay.
That because of your heritage, I'm going to give you advantage on it, too. I'm going to get you to give me a... for you, let's go history. You can have advantage on it. Because it's dwarfy things. So, low, but you still got over a 10. Which isn't really hard. Haran hasn't been real big on dwarven society or politics or anything. He's like, workshop, fuck everything else around me, I want to build things. The Dark Irons are a clan. A house. There was a lot of stigma in the early days, way back, about the Duragar. Not really necessarily at war anymore when we have the whole, like, solar system to deal with. Dwarves kind of stick with dwarves. The Dark Irons are probably the highest looked at Duragar by dwarven standards. They make good shit, usually leaning more of the sorceress variety than just straight up steel, but they're not bad at that either. That's it. You've just met one.
Fantastic. But yeah. Now, if you go down, probably down to the smaller shops along the sides, away from this main area, then that builder's theory will probably be proven right. It's depending on the quality of work you put out. It more depends on how you want to sell it. Coming from the people I come from.
The people on Nexus are perhaps a bit more likely to use such temporary fame to bolster the price of the weapon than to melt it down simply for crafting new. As far as I'm concerned, she melted down a famous blade that, despite being of random quality, could have turned a coin.
Yes and no. It may work like that in the circles that you know, but in her circles, that would be looked upon her favorably. To selling a weapon of inferior quality to everything else.
Perhaps.
So, in that exchange, I'm going to have Fee actually give a quick insight check. because we're having people do rolls now.
Oh.
Because I'm going to take a wild stab and say that Fee hasn't really dealt with dwarves as a whole very much besides Haran.
Correct.
Okay, let's see what insight tells you. Not a lot.
Nothing.
So it's very you pick up a smidge because you're skilled in it. But it's definitely like you see the other perspective pretty much instantly. Drow absolutely would be like, this is the blade of the famous Warforged and defeated the Trials and blah 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 blah. Absolute fame, absolute fame. You see this dwarf cast it away like nothing, and you don't get a lot, but you get like where this came from didn't matter. Steel is steel. What I make matters. Just because she is an insightful person that picks up how other people are, you get that much. You don't get anything deeper, but you get... It's a very... You understand pride as a people, and looking at a very different kind of pride that is very willing to cast off cheap fame for, like, what could this one do with her hands?
Interesting.
That was yours. Now it can be mine. That's what you get with a 7.
All right.
Hey, I'm getting the hints that you hold a lot of sentiment, and I have to be completely honest, I don't know many of your kind. And I don't mean any disrespect, you seem to be a very sentimental person, and I don't know if that's you specifically or your people.
It takes Fee a moment to respond to this. She's clearly kind of struck by this idea that she's a sentimental person because given her background, it's like, am I? I don't think so. But she sort of like thinks on this for a moment, and it's like, if sentiment were given more cunning than I feel it is due, I feel it would be more accurate. I particularly am not a fan of the way markets work in my home. But I certainly thought it would get us a better deal.
I can understand the angle that you were going with. I've seen it used, certainly. And I understand what you mean about sentiment not holding as much value as you feel that it should. I think that there are some things that are worthy of sentiment. But at the same time, I don't know that that blade was one of them, even though it was featured in that video right there, playing on the wall.
There is one. It's going through a lot of things. Ironically, you see clips of you and also a little bit of the gate crashers that you met at the bar before.
Oh.
Doing stuff. But doesn't detract from the conversation.
I've lost my thought. I had a good one. It doesn't exist anymore.
Alton, go ahead and give me another perception check while we're having conversations in the street.
Perception, perception, perception.
Ooh.
Nope.
This program really likes to tease you, doesn't it?
Does.
Yep.
You guys are like walking around, or just like kind of standing outside the thing. Alton, you get bumped a little bit. Look around, don't really see anything.
Does Fee notice that?
I don't know. Does she notice that? Make a perception check. Let's find out. So you see, against You don't really notice it until like Alden kind of like bumps a little bit against you, but the thing that bumped into him was a little shorter than Alton. You see the back of what looks like something wearing a hoodie with a hood up and like big ears sewn into the hoodie. Roughly goblin sized. And the potential goblin keeps going on down the street. You do actually notice, because you had kind of a sense to look for something in particular. You do see it again. It's not a stall, but it is another like building that this little dude walks into, that is listed as, by the neon sign above it, as Juanita's Gear Shop, and in between Juanita's and Gear Shop quickly blinks like a red, like mostly legal, and then it fuzzes back out and then back on.
Right. Alton, do your pockets feel any lighter? And as she says that, she'll make her way towards this other shop.
Not that I can tell, but let me
check?
go ahead. I do check.
You do check. You're definitely 2 gold light.
Son of a bitch.
Just so you know, I did not mess with your character sheet, so that hasn't happened. I didn't get in there and steal anything from you yet. But you're definitely 2 gold light.
Son of a bitch, I'm missing some money. Where did it go?
Perhaps you drunkenly misplaced it.
I'm not drunk enough to misplace anything yet.
This is behavior I recognize. Come, follow me. And she'll lead them into the mostly legal gear shop.
Juanita's mostly legal gear shop. This is definitely a little more of Fee's angle. In there.
Is legal in quotation marks?
No, it just disappears. It was along with the word mostly. It looks like Juanita's gear shop, but then like mostly legal goes bzzz and then disappears again. You go in. It honestly looks like akin to like if it was like a pawn shop, but instead of just like knickknacks and this and that, it's like adventuring gear. You see under glass looks like obvious like red old-timey Healy potions. There's like fucking like mall ninja like butterfly knives and stuff. There's like just all sorts of stuff. There's like along the back wall, there's just clearly like pistols of different varieties that people might have picked up here or there. And there's actually a whole section of electronics off in the corner.
Ooh.
But you go in and you see up at the counter the little goblin. He's like leaning it and looking around. And it's, as you see now, it's definitely a goblin, like black hoodie. It's, you know, a street kid when you see him, no question. Behind the counter though, you see something you didn't quite expect in a place like this, because apparently Juanita, that owns the Juanita's mostly legal gear shop, is not just undead, but a ghoul.
Son of a
Some of you might
bulldog.
recognize this one from somewhere in our distant past.
That tongue, though.
Yep. It's just kind of out, too.
There are possibilities here.
Just say, Fee's going, what that tongue did.
So
And the little goblin's like waving his arms excitingly, and you hear Juanita go, "Yeah, they're in the back, honey." And then he like waddles like back towards like the some back section out of the way. God damn it.
Alton
Back
follows
section, huh?
the little goblin.
Comfortable rooms.
Oh.
You going after the little goblin?
I'm going after the little goblin, and I'm gonna try and pick back the gold out of the pocket of this little goblin. I'm going to try and take it back.
Yeah, I'm going up to the electronic. I'm going up to the electronic section.
This is gonna happen. Okay, so
Me too.
what I need you to do? Let me open this shit up. So that's definitely gonna be is sleight of hand still a fucking thing?
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right, so I gotta find a goblin character sheet and come up with a perception roll. So go ahead and roll your sleight of hand check, and we'll see how this goes.
Terrible. Oh, damn.
Not bad.
Goblin. 18.
Would have picked my pocket.
So that's gonna have to be wisdom. Okay. We'll see what happens.
Ooh!
Oh!
He had a -1 to that. So here's how this goes. Everybody's kind of going in.
2 more gold without you knowing.
Gets
So
put
here's-
up on cinder blocks.
Here's how this shit goes. Alden goes in and goes to like reach in like, cause it's like an oversized hoodie where like one of those like you can see like the bottom like half of his legs kind of. Everyone's going into the shop, and then you make a reach for it, and then there's just a sudden like of like the goblin catches your wrist and like slowly looks over his fucking shoulder and goes,
What the fuck do you think you're doing, buddy?
Taking back my gold.
You sure that's fucking your gold?
Oh, I'm positive it's my gold. You're the little shit that bumped into me out in the
I didn't know bumping into someone was a fucking crime, you jackass!
No, but stealing their money is a crime.
You a fucking cop?
Beat the crap out of him, little dude.
I gotta mute. Hold on.
like,
I
I found this fucking voice on it. I've been losing my shit ever since.
He's not crying?
Is it just labeled helium?
No, it's worse than that, but we'll get into it.
I
Oh,
pull out my rifle and I say,
At that point, we're getting there.
no, oh, look, electronics.
I just had the electronics section. I don't know this. At that point, it's fucking you just like pull out the rifle and it kind of like snaps out into place. At that point, the curator kind of leans over like, "Okay, hey, we gotta keep this clean here. This is not okay. Not in my house. All right."
I want my 2 gold back and I'll leave you be.
Pip, did you steal his fucking gold?
I didn't do shit.
I saw him.
The
So what-
goblin, the goblin just looks over at you, and then just like sighs, like looks at a drow, basically, and just kind of like goes
Ah, fuck it.
and just like ping ping, like 2 gold pieces just get thrown on the ground. He like shoves his hands in his fucking hoodie and just starts like going back out of the shop.
No, wait a minute.
Stop.
Wait a minute. You have talent, kid.
Well,
But I would suggest
no.
not stealing from people that'll catch you.
Stop influencing
You
children.
didn't catch him, Alton.
There's a reason I said people. Just to be clear, I didn't see it personally, but you did, Fee. That's why I said people that will catch you.
What the fuck you saying, Big Toes?
I'm saying I might enjoy having you as a friend. And I put the rifle away.
Stop making friends with goblins that we find in the street.
Does he just keep them as fucking pets? I knew it. It's a fucking problem.
No.
It really,
Ally.
it really is. It's a problem. Every goblin. Every
You need help.
single goblin.
You get an army together, and you can take over the galaxy.
They're a whole race of creatures. You can't treat them like cats that you find, my guy.
It's weird.
And Alt picks up the 2 gold, flips a gold to the little goblin, and says, "What's your name?" Pip, was it?
Maybe. What's your name, fucking Big Toe?
Can you say that?
You know what? I don't even care. Your name is Big Toe now.
I don't think you can say that.
You, and he fucking bites.
And he fucking bites the gold piece. Like, and you just see this, like, it's a goblin, so it's like football-shaped head. It's just a maw of like horrible, like disfigured teeth. He like bites it like someone would like an old piece of gold, and just like walks out and gives like one of these over his shoulder.
I guess we'll call that the big toe discount. Why would you give that back to him?
I only gave him 1 gold.
Oh,
because
yes.
that was a good job.
Yeah, so reward him. That's lovely.
Next time, maybe he'll steal 3 and give him 2.
And next time we may not tell you.
No, he tries that shit again, I'll blow his head off. Next.
You won't
You
notice!
didn't catch him this time.
You goddamn right you won't notice.
As he goes out the door.
You're being heckled.
Although you do see that on the way out the door, he's smiling. Like, maybe in some douchey way, you might have won him over.
I've never really thought to question it, but do all of you fleshy creatures have big toes? Is that a thing?
Okay,
Yes.
he definitely can't say that.
I don't know. I'm ignorant to the situation.
Oh, shit. Okay. So,
What? How do you not have toes? Or are your toes small?
while
Do you
you're
only have 1 toe?
while you're asking that, Fee, give me another perception check.
Okay.
Well, this conversation is happening. You might catch something.
Where is it?
All right. Yeah. Okay.
The way that my feet are designed is, I have separate digits, but they're all relatively sized to one another and designed for balance.
As Builder is talking about toes, over his shoulder, in the electronics section, there is definitely something over there that you're looking for.
Actually, Builder, we'll come back to this later. And she'll,
Orange just over there, just looking at everything.
That's
yeah, Haran moved something and it revealed the thing Fee's looking
Yep.
for. And she's like, no, pass me that one.
What one?
So, what you got over here is it's definitely like a mishmash of electronic things that range from like simple like flashlights to like
car
little wrist
stereos.
computers, maybe a speeder stereo or two. But what Haran revealed was definitely the electronic facial recognition jammer.
Do I
Yeah.
recognize what it is?
You just yes, no rolls. You just
Okay.
yeah.
That one, the jammer.
Why do you need this?
He plucks it out of his hand.
Yoink.
Okay. Why do
Who
you
doesn't
need
need
this?
one?
What?
Who doesn't need one? You know, there's cameras everywhere. It only makes sense to be cautious, right?
Girl's best friend.
Are you
It
hiding?
gives me a lovely smooth complexion for photographs.
Okay, that's not what it does. You know, you could be better at lying.
You guys gonna buy something, or you just gonna hang out in my store all day?
I don't know. Am I gonna get in trouble for buying this?
Hell no. You got money?
I didn't mean from you. I meant, is it hot?
Oh fuck what he says. I want your money. Come over here, honey. And it's like this fucking cool lady that's got like half-shaved head. It's just like, looks like it was a cool looking half-shaved head at like one point, maybe like when she was alive, but now it's just fucking like flops and just like like kind of bad.
Aw.
Can I use my thieves' cant to discuss covertly the heat on the item?
That's gonna be a thing. Okay. You going over with Fee to like negotiate stuff?
Yes.
So you're using Thieves' Cant. That's gonna be a persuasion roll from you, but because you're using Thieves' Cant, you get advantage.
Yay!
Wait, can anything you say in Thieves' Cant please be a randomly generated Cards Against Humanity card?
So, Thieves' Cant is like a whole thing that sounds like, it's not like a different language or some weird shit. It's like, it takes double the time to say what you actually mean, but it's done so in a way that people on the outside can't pick up what it is.
Yeah, but that's really hard to role play, you know? So like a random
That's why
Cards
we're just
Against
making it a
Humanity.
roll. And fuck. Okay.
Fee, before you pay, can I examine the electronics?
Yes, and she'll pass it back. But don't break it. That's
I
important
wasn't trying
me.
to. How big is this thing?
This thing
After you.
is like something that you would, it looks like it's made to be, kind of look like it would be a different type of, almost like a Bluetooth device that would like hook up to like a wrist computer or a phone or whatever communication device a person would have. It kind of like fits around behind the ear and like runs down like a little plastic or metal like reflective black thing that runs down the jaw line to about here. But in those things on the side of the face that looks like it's just an earpiece that looks fucking cool, there are little lights that they do cast a little electromagnetic field across the face.
Can I check and see how in working order it is?
You don't even need to check. It works. You can tell right now. It is functioning.
When Fee hands this to him, by the way, she like is obviously standing very close and just very quietly says, "You ask the worst questions in public."
What? Sorry?
Ask me at home.
Okay. It looks like it's in proper working order. So, you could probably... He says this softly, while Alton's trying to negotiate. You could probably, say it wasn't as... working as well, and get it for a discount.
Well, you know, you are the expert.
So while this is going on, it takes Alton a while to do what he's going to do. But at this point, the Juanita is like looking from Alton to Fee, to Alton to Fee. Goes, you know what? That thing usually runs about 30 gold. But you're short and you're cute, and it's a good date. You guys could probably have it for 8.
That seems like trouble.
Ron, just trust me on this one. We're getting a good deal for a reason.
Yeah. No shit.
Haran, you're the expert here. Have you come across any other body mods in this assortment?
Any other body mods?
Of course.
I can check.
Please.
Okay. Are there any other body mods in this assortment of things?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see if Mizui is trying to get you away from her for a second and to like talk to things. Is you actually dig into, like, do you actually want to see if there's any more body mods in there? Or...
Yeah, no, this is like an actual search.
Okay.
But as he goes looking, she's going to like walk up to the counter, and she's got her hand on her money. But she's sort of waiting to see if there's more, bundle it together, bigger purchase, bigger discount. But she hasn't said any of that. She's just kind of walked over with her money and like, okay, but I'm still looking.
As far as, I guess it depends on what kind of stuff you were looking for. There doesn't seem to be, like, any, like, legitimate cyberware or any, like, actual body modifications that are, like, actually usable. There's, like, a droid arm that's just detached that somebody sold her.
And that guy's arm.
And that's basically all you find.
No, I'll take the droid arm.
Of course you will.
Really? You know what? I'm not even mad. That's like 2 silver. I'll do that for 2 silver.
That's fair.
It's fully articulated and everything. You should tell this. You should hear about the story that Pip used when he got it. It was great.
I'll buy it for 1 silver now.
Say what?
I'll buy it for 1 silver now after that little story.
I mean,
I don't want to know what Pip did with me.
Okay, I'll just skip the story. Give me 2 silver.
I think I need disinfectant.
Alden,
I've got that in the back too.
I have my own. Here's
You
2
just see
silver.
this ghoul like take what is obviously like a plastic bottle of like antiseptic alcohol, and it's just like written on with like Sharpie. It says like whiskey XOXO.
Oh.
But no fee. There's nothing there.
You 8 gold.
Yes. She'll pass that over. I am on the market for other similar tech, so I am right at the Adventurers Guild. If anything comes by, you should keep me in mind.
I will definitely keep you in mind. You got it. I mean, like, it's kind of hard to tell on a ghoul's face, but Juanita's definitely smiling.
Okay. And should you come across anything that would connect with, say, an eye screen, I am looking for some sort of playback and recording.
You're looking for what?
No, to just keep an account of things that I can access later.
You could ask me.
You just
I
need
can
like a
build that
camera?
stuff.
Well, yes, but without the weight in the bulk, something more cyberware-like than a handheld device.
All right. So, as much as I value you as a customer, you want like actual like cyberware, like something that like you can have like installed inside your body.
Yeah.
Way down the street. Turn to left. You'll see it.
Do you have a name for me, by chance?
There's just
Or
one-
can I tell them you sent me?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. She'll pass over her 8 gold and a couple extra silver, just for the tip.
Tip. Nice. Okay. And you are awarded with a facial recognition scanner that will absolutely blur your face on security cameras and just general stuff. Electronic
Wonderful.
image capturing. So,
Bee pays well for information, so she's gonna pass over 4 silver on top of that, just for the go down here for that.
Referral, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I pose this question. Now is our usual stopping time. We want to pick up exactly here next time? Is that good?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Okay. In a final follow, as you guys walk out back into the rain, little drizzle, it's kind of miserable. Fireworks are still going off in the party that's going on. Alden, what's your AC again?
15.
15. Good to know. So I'm gonna close this out because she's not
Asking for a friend.
here. Asking for a friend.
Just let you stew on that for a week.
I'm not that bad. Huh. So, 13. The instant you walk out the door, you basically, your spidey senses tingle, and you stop and move your head back, and right past your fucking eye and clattering against the door is a gold piece. Went right past your head, hit the wall, dented the wall a little bit. And you turn and you see that fucking goblin kid, Pip, with a slingshot that has just released. And he goes,
See you fucking next time, Big Toe!
and he fucking runs away. And that's where we're gonna end it.
Again, the whole toe thing, I don't understand it.